Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack fascinating stories, complex topics, and really pull out the knowledge nuggets for you. Today, we're diving into something really intense. It's a first-person account, a real-life thing that happened, and honestly, it sounds like something straight out of a thriller. So our mission here is to explore the surprising psychological side of it, how someone reacts in an unthinkable situation. And we'll dig into the chilling details, how just a normal moment became this total nightmare. Stick around because there's this unexpected discovery and just incredible presence of mind from the person involved. It's quite something. Okay, let's get into it. So picture this, a new apartment. You know that smell, fresh paint, still kind of lingers. Boxes maybe still in the corners, curtains aren't up yet. It's meant to be that safe space, right? A fresh start, that feeling we all get, setting up a new home. In person, they're on the phone, talking to their partner, voices calm, maybe a bit distracted, just sorting through mail. Totally mundane, something you or I could be doing right now. And then it happens. The phone just slips.
Rolls under the bed. Annoying, right? So they bend down to get it, probably thinking, oh, great, dust bunnies, maybe a lost sock, nothing more. But that's not what they saw. As their eyes adjust to the dark under there, they see a leg, a human leg. The account says, pale, motionless.
Yeah, and right there, that's fascinating. Not just the shock, but what the brain does first. It doesn't instantly scream danger when it sees something impossible like that. There's this lag, almost. Cognitive dissonance, we call it, like a buffer. The brain tries to make it make sense. It scrambles. Is it a mannequin? Something left behind? Anything but the terrifying truth. It's like a protective refusal to accept reality for a split second.
Okay, so the brain's trying to find another explanation. What was it then? What detail just shattered that, made it undeniably real?
It was breathing, the slow rise and fall of breathing, the tiny movement, that sign of life. That's what cuts through the denial. Suddenly the brain can't pretend anymore. It's real. There's a living person under the bed. And the threat becomes, well, immediate, very real.
Wow. Okay, and this is where, for me, the story gets even wilder. Instead of just, screaming or freezing, the person describes this strange calm, like the kind you get before a storm rips everything apart. That description. It's chilling, but also really compelling. How does that even happen? How do you not just panic?
Well, that strange calm really challenges the simple fight-or-flight idea we all know. Sure, lots of people would freeze or panic, adrenaline dump. But this suggests something else is happening, too. It points towards maybe a higher-level brain function kicking in, overriding that raw fear, almost like a think-your-way-out mode instead of just run or fight. It seems like their brain, even under that insane stress, was prioritizing strategy, survival thinking.
And the actions prove it, right? They actually said into the phone, try to sound totally casual, oops, drop my phone, I'll just take a shower and call you back. I mean, to keep your voice steady, knowing what you know is under there, that's incredible.
That gap between the internal feeling absolute terror, presumably, and the external performance, that's key. It suggests the conscious mind was just like forcing control over the body's natural panic response. Every small move, every decision, it's all part of this high-level threat assessment and quick planning under unbelievable pressure.
So then they stand up, walk to the bathroom, close the door, just a quiet click. But inside, hands shaking so bad they can barely turn the lock. Externally composed, internally chaos. What's that telling us?
It's compartmentalization, really. The sort of primitive lizard brain part is firing off the shakes, the adrenaline, but the frontal lobe, the thinking part, is laser focused on the task. Act normal, execute the plan. The shaking hands show the internal storm, that quiet click of the lock. That's pure conscious will. Extraordinary.
And the next move, turning on the shower. Not for a shower, obviously, but for noise, cover. Just thinking that fast.
Wow. Exactly. It's not just random impulse. It's a smart strategic sequence. Buy time. Create an escape route. The noise, the locked door, the calm-sounding phone call. Each piece fits into this escape plan being built on the fly.
Then they managed to push open a narrow bathroom window and climb out. Scraped their arm doing it and just ran. Straight across the street to a neighbor's porch, gasping for breath to call 911. That single-minded focus on escape, even with the pain of the scrape.
Absolutely. Pain just doesn't register the same way when survival is on the line. The brain is just completely focused on getting safe. The scraped arm is secondary noise until the threat's gone. It's primal, yes, but also incredibly rational given the circumstances.
So they make it to the neighbor's porch. They're hidden, watching in the dark as the police roll up. They see the apartment door open. One officer comes out, then two more, holding a man. And the description of him looks like he hadn't seen sunlight in weeks. Eyes darting everywhere, wide and frantic. But this next detail really hits home. In his right hand, even as they're dragging him away, clenched tight, a kitchen knife.
Yeah. That knife changes everything, doesn't it? Finding that weapon, still gripped tight, it just elevates the situation from terrifying to potentially lethal. For the person who escaped, seeing that must have just solidified the horror of what they got away from. And it underscores how brilliant, how necessary that calm, calculated escape really was. Imagine if they hadn't done that.
Right. The outcome could have been so different. So what about the aftermath? For the person who went through this, the immediate thing was their partner moved in the very next day. They just couldn't be alone there again. Understandable. And the psychological stuff, it lingers. Even now, lying in bed, if it gets totally quiet, sometimes they imagine hearing that slow breathing sound from under the bed. Is that typical? How does your brain even deal with that kind of violation?
Oh, absolutely. That's a very common feature of post-traumatic stress, PTSD. The mind keeps replaying things, running those what-if loops. Your home, your absolute safe space was violated, shattering that core sense of security. The brain really struggles to rebuild it. That imagined breathing, it's like an echo, an intrusive thought. The mind trying and failing to fully process this terrifying random event. Rebuilding trust in your own environment after something like that. It takes a long, long time.
And that feeling they have, always wondering, what if I hadn't dropped my phone? What would have happened then? It's haunting.
It is. And that what if is the mind trying to find some control, some logic in something that felt completely random and out of control, trying to make sense of the senseless in a way. But it also just highlights the sheer randomness of how they were saved. A dropped phone.
Yeah. Which brings us towards the end of this deep dive. This story, wow, it really shows an incredible human ability for thinking clearly under insane pressure, presence of mind. It's also just a stark reminder, isn't it, how life can just turn on a dime, how quickly that feeling of safety can just evaporate. So reflecting on this, what's the big takeaway? For us, it's maybe that unsettling thought that sometimes the smallest thing, a total accident like dropping your phone, that tiny inconvenient moment can actually be the very thing that saves you from something truly horrific. Makes you think, right?